All right, what's going on, ladies and gents? It is the 1st of June. We got the NBA playoffs up and running as we look to cap off this first round. We got a couple of pivotal game fives tonight. Should be a fun one to check out on your old TV screens. But we're here to talk a little NBA DFS. So click that thumbs up button and let's run through with a few of the plays of the day.
Remember when the first round used to be 5 games?
I do remember that.
It was fun, exciting.
It was. We'd have some big games tonight if that was the case. Still big, but man, it would be a no miss television kind of night. So, best friends or best kept secret in DFS. It's our boys over at Drafters. If you haven't played yet, you're missing out. Daily snake drafts all day long. We play with our, couple of our customers over here on the daily basis. So come on over here, sign on up and play. It is a really, really good time, which is the most important thing. I know we all play to win money, but you got to have fun while you're doing it.
Yeah, we will be getting one this afternoon.
All right, guys. Monthly memberships, weekly memberships, both available through the website. You get both sports right now. We continue to cruise through the NBA playoffs. Baseball is up and running. Subscribe to the station if you are new to it. So let's talk about a very, very solid cash game play, and that's the Joker tonight. There's a couple of studs that we like this evening. How we like them will vary depending on some news that we're getting. But one of the guys that we both think is going to be very, very solid tonight is Nikola Jokic. Price is down to 10-4. Back in Denver. This is a pivotal game 5 right here. For me, whoever wins this game tonight wins this series. So I expect the future MVP right here to be very assertive and aggressive. I expect his game log to look a lot more like the first 3 games than it did in game 4 when they got rolled. And if anything, I think this could easily be his best DFS game of the entire series. I just think he makes a lot of sense in any format because I expect the Nuggets to play well tonight, and I expect Jokic to play well.
Yeah, agreed. In the best game of the night from a DFS perspective, things might change a little bit if AD's out. We'll get there. Jokic stands out as the top overall play from the home team, the favorite team here, team we expect to win. This is all about Jokic here for Denver, especially with no Murray. He's going to need to put this team on his shoulders, and I expect him to do just that. The presumed MVP. It's just a really nice play here. And I actually hope his ownership isn't as high as it should be with other good centers in play.
All right, so let's talk about the AD thing. There's mixed reports, but we are operating under the notion, based on what we read 21 hours ago, that Anthony Davis is unlikely to play tonight. It's not announced. It's not official. There are reasons to believe that he might try to give it a go this evening, but we are under the impression that he is more doubtful than likely to play, but it is certainly not a lock that he is not in tonight. So keep your peepers peeled to this one. It could become very annoying because there is definitely a possibility you don't find out about this until the late games lock or the early games lock.
Yeah, it's definitely an unknown at this point. But given AD's history, given the fact that he missed the rest of game 3, given the fact that he was unlikely as of yesterday to play, we'll go under the assumption that he's not going to play. If he does play, understand that we clearly don't like LeBron James as much, don't really like him at all if AD's in. So please don't comment, AD's in, LeBron is not in play. We understand that. However, if AD's out, I'm kind of with you. After talking this out on a members-only video, I expect to see vintage LeBron James here. I don't think he has a ton of pressure, especially if AD's out, to win this series. But like you mentioned, hasn't lost ever in the first round. This would be a huge feather in his cap to get this done. And we've seen this before. This guy is LeBron James. He's defied logic time and time again. He's, as far as I'm concerned, right there as the best player of all time. I'm obviously a little biased as far as that goes. But, yeah, man, if no AD is out, and I know that point I was going to mention to you on our members-only video, in the regular season, it's been the kind of thing when AD hasn't played, LeBron James's numbers haven't necessarily been better. But this is different. This is playoff basketball. He's going to do everything tonight. The more I talk about it, the more I like him.
So we can go back and forth, and anybody out there can make up whatever narratives or non-narratives that make sense or don't make sense. Let's just call it keep it simple, stupid. It's game 5 of a playoff matchup, and he's the man, right? I expect him to be aggressive and assertive, probably go to the basket a little bit more than he's done. For me, the winner of this game is the very likely winner of this series. So this is a huge game, no matter which way you want to spin it. And I don't think you're going to get one of those 80 DK points from him. I'm just not sure that he has it physically in him the way he wants. But he's older, and he's not 100%. But I feel pretty damn good. He's going to get you 55-plus DK points today, assuming Anthony Davis is out. I think he's going to have the ball in his hand more than he has. They lack ball handlers. It's basically him and Dennis the Menace. So expect LeBron. This isn't going to look like game one against the Warriors where he goes for 51, 8, and 8, I think it was. But I kind of expect, I don't know, 30 real-life points, 10 assists, maybe 10 boards.
And the more you say that, the more I'm like, you're right. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if he has like 75 BK points here. I mean, listen, you're probably right, and it's not really who he is anymore. Father Time has caught up to him. He's not fully healthy. But it's LeBron freaking James, right? Like, we've seen it before. I'm not. I don't know if I can say we'll never see it again.
Yeah, he's going to play. He's going to give you everything that he can tonight. So, I don't know. It's a big game. It's not going to be a very high-scoring game, but I think LeBron's going to give you every minute on the court he can. They can't afford to lose this game. That's just what it comes down to. So, leave it all out on the court type of night.
Yeah, agreed.
Versus like the Brooklyn guys, which could easily ball. But I'm going to call it tonight. At least one of the Brooklyn guys is a total bust. Is that game? We don't expect to be super, super close.
I'm with you.
All right, let's keep moving down the list. Let's get over to our mutual favorite play for the day, cover boy Chris Paul. This one's kind of a keep it simple, stupid type of play, in my opinion. He's far too cheap at 6,600. So he was garbage in most of the series because he wasn't healthy. If you watch the last game, if you just look at the numbers and see how much more assertive and aggressive he was, he's not 100%, but he's definitely a lot healthier than he has been. And I'm not paying $8K for Chris Paul like he's been priced at out throughout the regular season. 6,600. This is another one. This is a huge legacy game for him and like a series. It's a huge game for his team. But like, what did that even really matter? Because like they just need to win this game. And he's 6,600. He is the most valuable player to this team. Booker's probably like a better player right now, but Chris Paul is the floor general. He's the wily veteran right here. He's only 6,600, and he just looked a lot more like himself last time out.
Yeah, I think you're going to see like vintage CP3 versus LeBron tonight. And
oh, crap. Is CP3 getting hurt?
No, I hope not. I'll say this. At 8K, like we talked about, I think he would be a lock here, given how he looked last time out, given the game situation, given, how the slate plays out, that we don't love the first game, etc. This is Occam's razor, keep it simple, stupid, whatever you want to say. Just lock him in and move on.
Now, if you disagree and you think he's not as healthy as we think he is, okay, I can understand the logic because he was terrible in the other games, but that's because he wasn't himself. He got a couple days of rest. He looked a lot healthier.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, next up, let's move over to long shots. And just to be clear, my pick for the day is not much of a long shot. Matt took my long shot. So I'm just going to roll with Monty Morris, who I feel very comfortable with at the shooting guard position. There's a bunch of pay down guys you can use all over the slate today. But if I'm looking for a guy below 5K that I trust to kind of have a nice floor, not a huge ceiling, but a decent floor, it's Monty Morris. See the game log throughout the series. He has a role every single day. Some days Austin Rivers is big. Some days Millsap is big. Last game it was JaMychal Green. But the one cheap guy from Denver in a game that we expect to be good is Monty Morris, who just does it every single day. It ain't the sexiest play in the world. You need 10, he's going to get you 20. You need 40, he's going to get you 20.
Yeah, he's that type of guy. He's only 4,500. We like his game. Always like these guys a little bit better at home. I'm always a Morris fan. He looks like a solid look here.
Yeah, just a rock solid play. Of all the guys below 5K that I trust to give you 5X value or at least really close to it today, it's Monty Morris. A very boring but a very reliable play.
I'm with it.
All right, so long shot of the day. Again, this is assuming Anthony Davis doesn't play. They got a couple of centers still in LA with Harrell, Gasol, and Andre Drummond. I'm going to ask you a question. Tell me who you think this is. If these three guys were to get into a three-point shooting contest, who would win, Gasol, Harrell, or Drummond?
Harrell. No, obviously Marcus. Obviously Marcus Gasol.
That's what they need him for. They need floor space on this team that doesn't have a lot of shooters, which is why we saw him play a little bit more last game.
I was mentioning it earlier. Like the one thing I'm worried about with the Lakers, not one of the things, is that they don't have great players aside from LeBron. Like they don't have great 3-point shooters. Like you mentioned, Gasol all of a sudden is one of their better 3-point shooters, which is scary but true. And at 3,600, especially only if AD is out. You saw him play big minutes last time. This is another guy. Like if he's playing, I trust him. I don't trust the minutes, but if he plays, I trust him to get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. He's low risk. He's 3,600, right? Like he's gonna have some time today if Anthony Davis is out. The Drummond thing doesn't seem to be working. And I know Andre Drummond has got monster upside, we've seen that very little with the Lakers, right? Like he's just not that guy with them. Gasol offers you an offensive threat, which is something that they're going to need today. Like, not that Montrezl Harrell, Andre Drummond, or Marc Gasol, any of them are great offensive players, but at least Gasol can shoot a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Like Drummond can't shoot at all, so you struggle to play with a guy like that with LeBron when you can't shoot at all.
Half the people listening to this could probably beat Andre Drummond in a 3-point contest.
Remember, there was a time when he was going to start shooting threes, and he made one in the first game.
Yeah, that was short-lived to say the least, right?
Very much so.
All right, guys, that's what we got for today. Never hesitate to click the thumbs up button. Membership's available through the website. We'll see you for baseball a little bit later.
Thanks, guys.